Ribs. We're gonna go with some honey hog. Holy gospel. It's windy. It's kind of storm today. Neighbor bought a cover for his smoker. So the neighbor brought a cover for his smoker. Finally. Well, all right. Morning and welcome to this week's episode of Saturday Smoke, where this week Saturdays are for ribs. We're going to stick to the traditional 3-2-1 method. I've never done them on a smoker. It's typically a grill and an oven, so this should be interesting. 3-2-1 method is 3 hours raw dogged on the smoker, 2 hours wrapped, 1 hour sauced and raw dogged again. So not the shortest of smokes, so we'll see how it goes. We'll get right into it. First, you want your ribs patted dry. These are St. Louis style ribs. They're not like your baby back ribs, which have that, that piece of loin cutting through the middle. They have a little bit more meat in between the bones, and they're more evenly spread out, prettier, at least I think. We're just gonna try our best to dry this off as best as we can. And then every rack of ribs you get, unless for whatever reason they're already prepped for you, which they probably aren't, will have this membrane right here. We want to peel that off. Easiest way to do that is with a paper towel. I like to get it started with a knife though, just so I can have something to hold on to. So I'll follow this rib. I'll pop it out like that. I'll keep following it. Try not to stab yourself. Just like that. Now I see we got this little lip here. Just gonna grab a paper towel, which grabs onto that nice and neatly. Keep a hold of it. Peel it right off. Cool. So now that they're patted dry, the membrane's removed, we'll flip it back over. We are gonna be seasoning both sides. We're going to be using yellow mustard as a binder. Again, actually, we're going to take some of this extra fat off. This little tag. And again, a nice, sharp knife. Super helpful. So that should be good. It's going to be pretty. All right. Get that stuff out of the way. We're going to be using yellow mustard as our binder, and then we're going to hit it with Meat Church's Honey Hog, and we're also going to combine that with Meat Church's Gospel, which is an all-purpose seasoning, but it looks real pretty and it tastes real good. So I'm grabbing a glove. We're going to use Nothing too crazy. Open both of these. Super easy, pretty straightforward because it's going to be that 3-2-1 method. Pretty easy cut of meat. It's going to be interesting going on the smoker vice, a combination of grill and oven. But we're going to set the smoker to 250 degrees for the entirety of this cook. So we shall see. Look at that honey hog all over this. We're gonna hit it with that gospel, lightly dusting, pat it in. And actually what I want to do is, I like more peppery ribs, so I'm gonna throw some black pepper on this too. Pat that in, get that out of the way. If I can see, I missed a spot right there. Watch with it. Just do like this. Look at that, see? Camera comes in handy. Now for this, we are going to let them sweat and let that seasoning really get pulled into the meat and pull that moisture out. It's already starting to look wet, but we are going to let this sit for about 10 minutes before we season the other side. See how it looks wet? That's that seasoning pulling that moisture out of the meat. Not that it's going to make it dry or nothing, but it's really going to help it adhere. So we'll let that sit for about 10 minutes and we'll do the other side. All right, it's been 10 minutes. We got a fresh glove on. Now it's time to do the other side. Hit it with that binder. Make sure it gets all over. Oh, like that. It's like a broken little bone. All right, honey hog. Probably like, why are we seasoning the back? That's where all the bone is and whatnot, because we got this big chunk right here. It's all nice, good rib meat, so why not? And flavor depth, you know, something like that. Something smart sounding. All right, complement that with the Holy Gospel. Pat that in, or patting that in, and follow it with the black pepper. All right. Now we're gonna let this sit, let it sweat. And in the meantime, we're gonna go fire up our smoker. 250 degrees. Today is a little bit, it's all right, it's sunny right now, but they're calling for rain and calling for storms. So again, I know in the first video I said I'm a fair weather barbecuer, but I keep getting tested every day. Thank you, Keanu. So fire up the smoker and we'll get back. All right, we got our ribs all nice and seasoned. They've been sweating this whole time. So, smoker set to 250. I actually have my wired thermometers going to each end and hanging from the top rack to catch that ambient temperature. Because of the weather and the wind and all that stuff, this Traeger's been sitting at about 250, 251. But I got a left side reading of 257 and a right side reading of 253, and it's kind of been fluctuating. So what I'm going to do is drop the Traeger down to 245, down 5 degrees, and see if we can even it out across the board. 245 to help kind of balance it out. We're going to throw these on for 3 hours, raw dog like they are, meat side up. Just like that. So meat side up, 3 hours, starting that first part of that 3-2-1 phase. So we'll go clean up and I'll see you in 3 hours. Okay, 3 hours on the smoker. Looks pretty yummy. Now we're gonna wrap it. We're using aluminum foil to wrap it. We're gonna wrap it with some butter, some brown sugar, some Mike's hot honey, and we're gonna hit it a little bit more with some of that Meat Church honey hog. All right, so yowza! All right. What we're gonna do first, we're gonna add this butter, because this is a health channel. We're all about being healthy. So we're gonna add the butter. It's gonna look pretty. Bang, bang, bang. Look at that. Yeah. And then, don't know how much brown sugar this is, but again, like my beautiful wife says, just go to your ancestors tell you to stop. Let me make sure my mic's on. My mic's on. Okay, cool. And they're telling me to stop. All right. Now, we're going to do a drizzle of hot honey. Starting to see a trend here. Oh, yeah. We're going to hit it a little bit more with that honey hog from Meat Church. Just a little dusting. Now we got 2 layers of aluminum foil on the bottom, 2 layers on top. We're going back onto the smoker for another 2 hours. I know this is a lot longer than what I would do ribs for, but we're trying it out. So 2 hours back on the smoker, staying at 250. The pellets are still rolling good. I'll see you another 2 hours where we'll unwrap, slap it with some barbecue sauce, and we'll raw dog it on the smoker for to finish. Isn't that right, Ira? That's right. All right, so it's been 2 hours wrapped up. We're about to open it up. We're gonna put some of the G Hughes spicy sweet barbecue sauce on it, nice thin layer, and put it back on. I'm probably only gonna do about 30 minutes. I know it's a 3-2-1 thing, but I just have a gut feeling that 30 minutes is probably all we need. So we'll go ahead and open these up, baste them, put them back on, meat side up, raw dog, not wrapped or anything. So. So we pulled them out, put a nice glaze on there. Now that should get all nice and candied and sticky in the next 30 minutes. We're gonna keep it rolling at 250, just how it is. So we're gonna clean this up, close that up, and I'll see you in about 30 minutes. Alrighty, We are fresh off the smoker. We did a 3-2-1 style cook for these ribs and they look pretty tasty. Got a nice bark on there. Bones are a little sticking out, looking all pretty. It's got a beautiful color to it thanks to that gospel and that honey hog. It says to wait 15 minutes, my little dino recipe book, but I don't wanna, so I'll take a little knife, we're gonna cut off in between these here bones. Ooh, that's hot. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oofda. Hot. Oh yeah. I think that's the only way I'm gonna cook ribs now. Oh yeah. That's good stuff. Next time we'll mix it up and we'll try a different kind of rub and different barbecue, but dang, this is good. Weather held out, so it turned out to be a pretty nice day. Pretty long smoke for one rack of ribs, but if you got enough room, make multiple racks of ribs. So I don't mind it. I sure don't mind that taste though. So again, do all that weird stuff. Like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next week.